So I've been thinking, what happens if we use the oil pastels? And this is just a Pentel oil pastels as resist. So I'm going to put some marks down here onto a sheet of deli paper because we know that it works with wax. And this has a little bit of wax in it. But oil pastels are mineral spirits and oil paint and wax all together. So we're going to put this down, and then we're going to try to make marks like we normally do with the palette knife. And then I'm going to use watercolor over top of it. And I actually might do, let's begin with, I'm going to put down some layers of this. Now, the thing to know about oil pastels is that they don't dry completely. They tend to harden over time. So if you're concerned about it being, your piece being tacky, I wouldn't recommend doing this. So let's just put down some marks here. I'm going to be a little crazy with it today because I really want to see how this is going to work out. And then let's take this and let's make some of these marks through here like we normally would at the end. I know you guys can't see this. I can't see it either. I can kind of see it. Where's my there? Let's come up with a stylus. And we're going to see how this works. Something different. We're also going to play with a little bit of, I think, some ink maybe on top as well. And kind of play with that. So this will be an adventure. My paper is a little dirty. I kind of messed up and got some ink all over it. Okay. We are working on a sheet of, this is the Arche hot pressed paper, 140 pound, 8 by 10. And for this, because it's in a pad, we don't have to tape it down. So I'm going to try this out again today too. Okay, let's start with just a light wash up here. Like I said, my paper is a little grungy, but that's all right. Now the hot press paper is going to react a little differently to watercolor than our cold press paper. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Let me get some cerulean. Okay, so I'm probably going to keep these washes pretty light. I said that as I just put down a very dark mark. Let's do a little bit more cerulean up here at the top. Ooh. And let's come in with a little bit of the indigo just down here at the bottom. Okay, I think that's probably good enough. I might come in with dab a little bit and take some of this away, make some marks through here actually with my tissue. Okay, let's come in with a little of the umber from Liquid Umber. And you can see right away that that pastel is giving us crazy amounts of resist. The marks through here are fabulous. Like I said, I probably did way too much. That's okay. I think I want to add a little bit of sienna down here. I decided to come in with the desert brown from Schmincke. Oh my gosh, look at those marks. Guys, that's really fabulous. I didn't think I could work much better than what we had been doing, but that looks pretty cool. We need a little bit more color over here because we do still have some marks. I'm just going to do really light washes over here because I really want that white those marks to show up, but I don't want it to be too much. Wash of the brown. I wonder how this would work with aqua pastel. If that would be too much. Okay. I'm gonna come up a little bit up here, I think. I like it on the hot press paper. I'm not sure that it would work as well with the cold press paper, at least with the lines, because the cold press paper is textured. And I think that might inhibit it a little bit, but we can try it at some point. Okay, I think I got enough here. I'm just gonna bring in some water and bring this down so it smooths it out a little bit. And this schminke is a granulating color. So let's drop some of that in. You can see it's kind of doing its thing over there, which is nice. I'm gonna let this dry and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so I mixed up some of the liquid umber with some aqua pasto, and I want to make some marks through here. So I kind of want this to be just a little richer in color up here. Using my small color shaper. And then we're just going to make some marks like, I want this to be pretty distinct up here. Kind of want it to feel like almost like a rock, a landmass, something. And then let's just continue on just a little bit. We're just going to put a little bit through here. Yeah, I like that. That's real subtle. I like it. Okay, so we're going to come in with a little bit of the desert green from Schminke. This is a granulating color. I really liked what we had going on yesterday as far as using the color shaper and adding these marks in, and this color is so fabulous. It's like one of the most granulating colors I think I've ever used. And with the granulating colors, the more water you add, the more granulation you're going to get. And it also helps to just sort of drop pieces in. Like you can see a little bit of that red popping through there, which is nice. Let's continue over here. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. And this is sort of just a play moment. Like you just kind of want to drop it in and see what it's going to do. Because you might like some areas like this where they're a little bit more solid. But you also might want some little bits of this sort of granulating color going through here. I'm loving it. But I think I want to make some marks like this through here just a little bit. The other thing with the granulating colors is you definitely want to let it dry on its own. You don't want to use a hairdryer on it because that will screw everything up. I learned that the hard way. It doesn't really work. Now, do I want to bring it up a little bit? I think I do. The granulating watercolors are really interesting, but they do take a little getting used to. They don't really work like traditional watercolors, so it's a little different. Let's make some marks through here with the edge. Let's scrape away some of that. I don't like that, actually. Okay, I kind of like what we got going on here so far. Do we want to bring in... I got a little bit of the brown left over of the schminke. I'm going to drop a little bit of that into in some spots because I kind of like, it's a nice color too. And it'll kind of bring us up to the umber. Loving this color shaper. So happy I bought it. Okay, let's let that dry and see what we get. Okay, it's almost dry, but I want to come in with a little bit of that grapeseed black from the liquid Schminke Liquid Earth set, just to add in a little bit of darkness in some spots. So we're kind of working like dry on damp. And I don't want a lot, just like some little pops. Just to kind of give some difference. I haven't worked a lot on hot press paper, but I'm kind of loving it. Okay, we're gonna let that dry fully. Okay, I think I want to put a little bit of sanguine through here from mixed with some aquapasto. This is from the Liquid Umber set. I'm gonna come back in with the color shaper and take some bits of that out because I want it to be there, but not there, if that makes any sense. I like how that looks, actually, but we're gonna need it in a few more spots. So let's see, where should we put it? I think we need some down here. We can push this around with our color shaper. And then we probably need some through here, I think. Probably need to bring it over just a little bit. Ooh, don't try to paint with the left hand. That was a bad idea. Okay, I want to add a little bit of indigo through here. Almost like a dry brush, just right through there. And then I also want to add, I think I want to add a little bit through here too. Getting a little fussy, I know. Being too careful. I thought that orange was nice, but I also kind of didn't like how just orange it was. I needed something else in there to kind of deal with that. Should I bring some blue down here? Well, we're going to. Just a little bit. The blue looks very much like the black, which is interesting. Okay. I think I might want to put just... Sanguine makes everything better. Give us some little pops of orange. Okay, so it is Inktober. If you guys don't know what that is, people get together, they create an ink for the month of October. I'm going to be using a bit of Sumi ink here that I've kind of just put out on this lid. I've got some straws that I cut the ends off of, and I thought it might be fun to try to make some marks. You can see this one's kind of all scratched up, but it was a good straw. Oh, that end's kind of nice too. Didn't even see that. So let's start off with this skinny one. I don't have a proper pen for ink, so I thought it might be kind of fun to try this as an alternative, which it seems to be working pretty well. It obviously doesn't hold ink at all. I just thought it'd be a fun way to add in some marks that maybe weren't our normal marks. Well, that's kind of fun, but let's try this. Let's try this one. I think this one's going to be fun. The thing I like about this is that it's really random. I'm getting spots. But I kind of like how random it is. I'm not sure if I like the sound of it though. And that's how that line happened. So we're just gonna have to, you know what, maybe I should. Let's do this. It is splattering and I don't want it getting all over the top of the paper. But yeah, fun little mark making homemade tool. Let's see how this end works, this other end. Let's scrape back into it. The Sumi ink does dry pretty fast. But I kind of like the marks. I'm not gonna lie. Let me pick this up so I can see where I'm at. I might want to bring some through here. Oh, we got a lot of ink on that one. But yes, it is flicking ink everywhere. But it's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I think this one works better than the other one. As far as making sort of random marks. And that's fun. Yeah, I don't like the sound so much. So you might want to turn the sound down for this one if it bugs you. Okay, I think that's probably enough. I kind of like this. Ooh, I want some darker ones through here, definitely. What if we... It's almost like using the palette knife. Let's come in with our, like a damp brush and see if we can't. The Sumi ink does re-wet a little. Ooh, that's fun. Let's just get a little bit here on the end. And I don't usually like to use the Sumi ink with my watercolor brushes, but I'm being lazy today and I don't want to get out another brush. Ooh, I'm loving this. Loving it. Okay, I think I got a lot going on. I feel like I want to put a line through here. I don't know why, but it felt like it needed a line there. And maybe, I'm thinking about it. This is a watercolor pencil that I'm using here. just to kind of give some idea of form. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. So when we use the paper on the pad, if I can find it, you can see right here, there's a little bit where the tape around the edges is. So you just slide your palette knife in there. Get this on camera here. And you just run it around the outside edge. And then it's released. And look how much it did. It didn't warp at all. Like, to me, that's the best part about working on a pad of paper. So I'm probably going to try to buy more of these. Let's look at it with a mat. Okay, so I think this one's done. I really like the layers that we created. I'm loving the oil pastel, maybe more than the wax crayon because it resists the water, I think, watercolor even more. And actually, it's so thin, the marks we put down, that it's almost already dry, which is crazy to me. Normally oil pastel takes a long time to dry. I do like the sky. I'm sad about that, but whatever. The blue line, I like the aqua pasto through here and down here. Love the granulating colors that we got going on here. And the ink was fun too. Like ink with the straws was a really fun way to add marks and make it a little bit more creative. But I'm really loving the resist with the watercolor on top and then making it bolder at the bottom. I think that's a really fun way. I could have probably added more blue, but I didn't want to get it too complicated. And I kind of like how the orange is kind of leading us through the piece. Yeah, overall pretty happy. Make sure you check out the last video here if you haven't already done that. And I will be back in a couple of days with another video, probably on Friday. So thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye.